Okay, brothers and sisters, you are listening, of course, to Bean Soup Times Radio. I'm your host, Toure Muhammad, and you know what? I'm gonna issue a challenge to anybody out here who listens to our show. I challenge you to call me and tell me that I do not deliver on the promise of bringing you just incredible, wonderful, phenomenal black folks doing just extraordinary things. And so today, once again, is not an exception. When you hear the story of this entrepreneur, this business owner, hails right down the street in Michigan, right next door to us, so almost across the lake, the Great Lake. She is doing some incredible stuff, and her story is so wonderful, so special. You have to hear it, because I know that there are people out there right now who are listening who have a passion, who have something that they want to do, but they are afraid to step out and go ahead and do it. Maybe you think that the circumstances are not right and you need to wait. You need to figure out, how to get everything in order. And so here we have another story of just the incredible ingenuity and determination. And so without any further ado, let me introduce to you Eddie Simpson. How you doing, Queen?
I am wonderful, wonderful. What a great, wow. I'm blown away. Thank you for the introduction. I'm wonderful.
Oh, absolutely. We were just having a conversation before the interview, and you were talking about somebody else and how sometimes people may not realize the impact they have on others. And, it doesn't take a hand, a face-to-face or a handshake sometimes to see people's commitment. And from the moment you responded to my request to have you on the show, even though it was via email, I felt your spirit, your enthusiasm, and your passion for what you do. So we are happy to have you on the show. And so let's talk about what you do.
All right. First of all, thank you, and I am honored. Thank you for having me. What I do, it's kind of twofold. I help women to grow their hair, whether it's relaxed or whether it's natural, and they care for their hair. I do this through educating them. I do this through consultations, through seminars, through workshops, and as well through hair assessments on my website. I also do this because I provide the proper products, the ingredients that are going to nourish your follicles, that are going to strengthen your hair, and that's also going to stimulate your growth. My other thing that I do through my education, like I was telling you before, is I counsel women. A lot of women or a lot of people don't understand the importance of our crown as women and as queens, and our hair means a lot to some of us. So I counsel them, or I console them, depending on why they're coming to me, and just help them. And I also kind of help some women who want to not relax anymore, go natural, to kind of transition. And that's a psychological and emotional transition as well. So I'm a carer and I'm a giver, and I'm also an entrepreneur. So that's what I do.
Wow, that's beautiful. And so now, as a brother, I understand the hair care industry to a certain degree, and the importance, both internally and externally, of looking good. But you're talking about what you do specifically around healthy hair and hair growth, and it doesn't matter straight or relaxed or natural. How important is hair growth because I see different styles out here, and people put on the wig industry is real big right now.
And this is why hair growth is important. Many women are still spending billions. Literally, last year we spent $6 billion on hair care, and the majority of that is on hair growth. And if you think about it, one person can spend thousands and thousands of dollars on weaves, on products that are promising to grow their hair. That's why the industry is so huge.
Mm-hmm.
So what I do is kind of help women weed through these products, or I provide them the product. Hair growth is huge, just because a lot of women are not just their hair is short, but it's thinning and it's balding and
Mm-hmm.
it's brittle and it's breaking off, and it just doesn't look good. And we all know, sorry, but the United States, there's a certain level of vanity.
Mm-hmm.
And
this is true.
Sometimes when you walk into, you're judged. You're just judged sometimes by if your hair looks unkempt or it looks unhealthy and damaged. Sometimes you're not going to look as professional. You can't get the styles that you want, so
Mm-hmm.
you go buy hair.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of times what women don't know is that sometimes the hair that they're using, they're either allergic to it or it's just causing more balding depending on how you're adhering it to your scalp.
Wow.
You need to know that too. So you're going to buy hair, but this hair is balding you further, so you go buy more.
Wow.
So it's huge.
Wow. Yeah, that's it. So you're doing a lot with consumer awareness. So not only are you helping people look better and take care of their own hair, but you're saving them money in the long run.
Yes. Oh, definitely.
Wow,
Definitely.
that's beautiful. Now, if there are not two things that are very important, help me look good and save money.
Amen.
Doing it.
Right. Definitely.
That's beautiful. And so, how did you get into this? What did you say?
Because I was one of those women. That's exactly why. I went through the phase of going bald,
Mm-hmm.
losing a massive amount of hair, and I was 20. So it was so devastating, and so I get it.
Mm-hmm.
I understand. And I was also the person, I was 20. I didn't have money to use or to waste. I needed every one of my dollars to give me the results that I needed.
Right.
And when I found myself spending at 22 years old, $250 per treatment, finding money working just to get a hair treatment to get my hair to grow back, just it was not financially responsible at all for me. It
Mm-hmm.
just didn't work for me. So that's how I came on this journey, is because I was one of those women who tried the the adhesive, and I was allergic to it. So I literally lost tons and tons of hair because of it. So I had to do the research to grow my own hair back, and it took years, literally years of research, of finding the right ingredients and finding the right techniques, and that worked really well for me.
Mm-hmm.
Then it just so happened, people started noticing my hair was healthier, and my hair was growing, and it was healthier than it had ever been. So I just started telling my close friends, what the heck are you doing to your hair? So I would tell them what I was doing, then I would make them up a little batch of whatever I was using at the time, and then they started noticing, major differences in their hair and unprecedented hair growth. And then, I had people, oh my gosh, you need to sell this, you need to market this. And just recently, I started a men's trial.
Mm-hmm.
Because I saw I was doing great things for women, so I just recently started a men's trial, and I've had 2, and this was just mid-December, and already I've had 2 emails just over this weekend just telling me how wonderful and how great men are starting to get absolutely wonderful results from the product. So I am extremely excited about that.
Wait a minute.
I am extremely excited about that.
Wait a minute now. I have been rocking the bald head for a long time.
All right.
And I'm very honest, because people ask me, is I just like my hair bald, and when did I start doing it? And I tell them, look, I didn't do this on my own. Nature. This was not,
right.
and it was receding, and I can roll with the recession, but it was receding unevenly. Okay. And the unevenness, some people have just a real nice, clear receding hairline.
Right.
So you were speaking my language now. If I can rock the afro again, what?
I am doing it's a free men's trial, 90 days.
Mm-hmm.
So if anybody's interested, please email me, because I am super excited with the results. I just had no idea. I absolutely had no idea that men were going to. And it's been mid-December, and just this weekend, I got, a couple emails of just excited at the results that they're getting.
Wow. Okay, well, you have definitely piqued my interest. I'm interested.
All right, all right.
I'm real smooth the way I am. I have no, problems. But if I can have the choice,
Right, exactly. And with natural, healthy, it's not like you're going in here and you're getting, because like I did, I got injections in my scalp. I used, like the women's version of Rogaine. I mean, I did a bunch of different things that were just not, they were painful and not necessarily healthy.
Right. Yeah, I'm very particular. I don't want any, I never trust that Rogaine and stuff like that. If it's, I want to know exactly what is it and how is it conducive to my natural state of being. Yeah, well, that's beautiful. Well, I know you're gonna have. We need to definitely, maybe we can do some updates and if you have anybody that wants to come on the show and talk about it, both male and female, that would be absolutely wonderful. Yeah. So, okay, so you got into it because you saw that you had a need and you solved your own problem. And this is so beautiful to me, Eddie, because I think this is really this is business ownership and entrepreneurism at its best. Being able to find a solution to a problem and applying it. And you had your own best example as a testimony. And so now you've developed a business out of a solution you provide to your own problem.
Yep. Exactly.
That's phenomenal.
And it wasn't. This was just kind of. It was just kind of put on me and thrown in my lap. And to be quite honest with you, God wrapped it in such a wonderful package. It was such a wonderful package. Like I don't feel like I did this. Like I don't feel like I did this. I completely understand, even though I was devastated at the time. I can look back and I can understand from the day that this journey began, and it was just so neatly packaged for me. You need to do this, this, and this, and then this is going to be a great resource for you, and you need to do this, and here you go.
Wow.
Without much background and without much, and I have. Well, do you have a science degree? No. Things just worked so well for me.
That's beautiful.
With $50.
Wow. So you started a hair care business with $50 and no degree in science, chemistry. That's or
business.
Or business.
Or business. Didn't have a business degree either. I went for that, but that didn't work out for me. So my degree's in human services.
Wow.
Which fits wonderfully.
And we were talking before, and this is why I said what I said, and you're just re-emphasizing that point. See, I study history. I love history. So we have one of the greatest orators in the history of America by everybody's standards, Frederick Douglass, who taught himself how to read. Then you have Madam C.J. Walker, who, as far as I know, didn't have a degree, but was the first black millionaire. Not the first black, the first black and the first female millionaire. Creating her own products. And then you got folks like Carter G. Woodson. So, George Washington Carver, who created so many different products from natural plants, And so, you remind me a little bit of all of those and what you're doing. And you have such beautiful, and have we said what the name is? Sweet Nature by Eddie?
Yes.
Okay. And your products, the packaging, and the display, and they're so beautiful. But tell us a little bit about the different products that you've created.
Well, thank you so much. Wow, I don't think okay, let me tell you about the process. I have everything from the shampoos, conditioners. I have 4 different moisturizers depending on your hair type. My products are paraben, sulfate, and mineral oil and petroleum free. Those are some very, very harmful ingredients that are in most of our products. Like we did talk about before, I do have products that are great for relaxed hair because relaxed hair is generally weaker and damaged. So you want that extra protein and that extra hydration. So my products are excellent for those with relaxers. I do understand that not everybody's ready to go natural. I was one of those people. I went out of necessity. I also have I have hair vitamins, which is going to give you the nutrients that you need from the inside out.
Mm-hmm.
I also have growth aids, which this is what's called Spirit Follicle Stimulator. This is what the men are just raving about, and what's really, it's actually a system, but this is the product that has all of the herbs and all of the ingredients, has liquid vitamins and everything in it that's really helping people that are balding, or that are like the women that may have the thinning edges, or that are suffering from mild to severe alopecia, are getting great results from.
Mm-hmm.
So the line is pretty, it's full, but it has your basics. I don't have 50 different shampoos, 50 different conditioners that you need to figure out which is best for you. And the wonderful thing is that with every order of a shampoo, conditioner, and a moisturizer, you're going to get very detailed step-by-step information on what you need to do in order to get the best results, not just out of the products, but I'm going to show you techniques to use just depending on if your hair is relaxed or if your hair is natural. I also include a newsletter on tips and with every order, a newsletter with tips on how to wear your hair or how to grow your hair if you're in cold climates, or if you're in hot climates, what you're going to do. So you don't just get products when you order from me. You're going to be educated, and you're going to know. If you still want to go to a beautician, you're either going to know how to do your hair, or if you go to a beautician, you're going to know what questions to ask. You're going to know when they're doing something that's not conducive to where you want to be with your hair, to growing your hair healthier. So you're going to be educated so that you're on the same playing field. So when you go to the salon, they're not going to be putting a relaxer in your hair when you feel you don't need it. They're not going to be using products that are full of sulfates and full of mineral oil that's going to be combating your goals and your growth. So I just make sure that you have everything that you need to be successful with growing your hair.
Wow. That is so beautiful, so important. And so brothers and sisters, I hope you are listening. Tell people how they can get to you and to get more information, your website, Facebook, and all of that.
Okay. Of course, I'm on Facebook. It's Sweet Nature by Eddie. Fan page, or I'm also at Fabulous Black Woman. That's WOMAN. On Facebook, I also have a fan page there. My website is sweetnaturebyeddy.info. It's not .com. It's .info. And my email address, if you have any questions, want to participate in the assessments, the hair assessments, or in the men's trial, my email address is Eddie at Fabulous Black Woman. Again, that's WOMAN.com.
Beautiful. And so, what kind of advice would you give to a budding entrepreneur, business owner, in terms of what they need to do or could do to follow through with their vision?
I feel like not everybody's fearless, and it's okay to be afraid, but you cannot let fear stop you. I think it's so sad when people have these wonderful ideas and don't follow through solely out of fear of failing, or maybe out of fear I don't know what to do in my next step. Just take the first step. You don't have to have this big old giant business plan, and I literally have $50, and I took that $50 and went to the local Whole Food store and bought ingredients. That was my first step. And whether I went to the second, third, fourth, and fifth step, my first step led me to my second step. So just take the first step. That is my advice, and don't let fear stop you.
Wow, that's what's up. That is very solid and beautiful advice. And so how long have you been doing this?
4 years. I've been doing it for 4 years. I'm super excited. So I'm in my year right now. I'm actually opened up. Yeah, I'm excited. I opened up a Sweet Nature local store, so I have a store that's incorporated with the salon as well. And you can, if you're in Michigan or in my area, that website is the product UOR.com. And what that is it's my family-owned business. My mom, I have 2 sisters, my niece, my cousin. Excuse me. We all come together, and we opened up. It's kind of like a co-op where we do massages, we do facials.
Wow.
I do consultations. My sister's a massage therapist. I have another sister. My niece is a cosmetologist. So we do it all to make women just beautiful from the inside out and to really feel good. So we actually do like counseling, goal setting. If you want to be an entrepreneur, if you want to lose weight, we do that kind of stuff there too. So we all come together. We're in our 2nd year of doing that as well.
Wow. You know,
Yeah.
Eddie, this is so beautiful. It's such an inspiration. You know, I love to share with our listeners people like you, things that you're doing, because we really have fallen into a position where we sometimes agree with other people about us, and we forget how great we are. And so I just want to reiterate this for all of our listeners, so that they can understand why I get so excited and I push back so much on negative conversation. Here is a black family, all women, in business together. Don't tell me we can't do business with each other.
We encourage each other. We empower each other.
Look at that. That's what I'm talking about.
We set goals every week. We have meetings and set goals, and we are very professional. Even though we're sisters and mothers and daughters,
Yes.
we sit and we facilitate our meetings. We set goals, personal and business goals, financial goals for our business, for ourselves. We do this every Wednesday, every week.
That's what I'm talking about. That is so beautiful. So that's what's up. That's what's up, you know, and I wanted to highlight that because I do hear a lot of people say, oh, don't go into business with your family. Oh, don't do this. And that's just, is really ridiculous. You just said, you get together, you love each other, you support each other, and everybody grows, and we can start developing those business dynasties. Like the Rockefellers, like the Kennedys, like the Marriotts. You know, we can absolutely do it when we do exactly what you're doing. I love it.
Thank you.
So big props to your mom and your sisters and your nieces and cousins and everybody else. So, you know, this is an internet-based show, so we do have people listening from all over. But we're based in Chicago. Can people get your products here in Chicago?
Actually, I feel I should have looked into this. I'll try and get this information to you. I don't know if it's something that you can include, but I do. My products are available, and I do have an exclusive salon in Chicago that uses them. Mm-hmm. I don't know the name of it right now.
Okay. Well, we can.
We'll get that information to you.
Yeah, beautiful. Because I know people now. Wherever it is, they're going to go. They want to get there, so we'll make sure we get that information and include it. So, yeah, that's beautiful. Yeah, but and then they can get it online as well. Oh, shipping is free?
It's free after $30. Shipping is free.
Well, you know, that's the only reason people want to get it in person, because they want to avoid the shipping cost. So, you just solved that problem.
I'm going to be honest with you. When I put stuff in the cart and then I see that the shipping is $16,
yes.
I'm like, you know what? I could have bought a whole nother product for $16.
That's right. That's right.
So that's why I do shipping. I do free shipping. Some of my vendors do it, and I only go to them because their shipping is free.
Right. Beautiful. Well, we appreciate you for being on the show. We're excited about what you're doing. We look forward to hearing more and more about you. So just keep up the great work, and we'll talk to you again soon.
Wonderful. Thank you, Toure. Thank you so much.